Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs MCQs program. Let's begin with previous day's practice question first. With reference to the 6th schedule of the Indian Constitution, consider the following statements. First, the schedule provides for the administration of tribal areas in the 4 states of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Manipur. Second, an autonomous district council has legislative power over matters like land, forest management, and social customs, but all such laws require the assent of the governor. Third, the laws passed by the parliament or the state legislature automatically apply to the autonomous districts. How many of the statements given above are correct? Option A, only one. Option B, only two. Option C, all three. And option D, none. The correct answer is option A. The 6th schedule exclusively governs the administration of tribal areas in Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Autonomous district council function as mini legislatures with powers over specified subjects like land, forest management and social customs. However, a crucial safeguard is that all laws passed by the district or regional councils require the assent of the governor to come into effect. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The acts of parliament or the state legislature do not automatically apply to autonomous districts and autonomous regions. They get applied with specified modifications and exceptions. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. So the correct answer is option A. Let's begin with today's episode now. Question number 1. Kokrajhar, Gilifu and Banarhat Samtse recently in the news are associated with which of the following? Option A. India's cross-border rail links with Bhutan. Option B. India's trade corridor with Myanmar. Option C. India's maritime trade corridor with Maldives. And option D. India's infrastructure development and connectivity with Bangladesh. The correct answer is option A. India has announced the first ever railway links with Bhutan, namely the Kokrajhar Gilifu, Assam, and Banarhat Samtse, West Bengal lines totaling 89 kilometers, marking a milestone in bilateral connectivity and regional integration. Gilifu and Samtse are key export-import hubs in Bhutan. Along the 700 kilometers India-Bhutan border, Gilifu is being developed as mindfulness city. Samtse is being developed as an industrial town by the government of Bhutan. Enhancing connectivity between these towns and India will significantly boost India-Bhutan trade. These railway links reinforce India's neighborhood-first policy, counters China's growing influence in South Asia, and deepens trust-based partnership. For Bhutan, seamless railway connectivity to India provides access to 1.5 lakh kilometers of the Indian railway network. Since India is Bhutan's largest trading partner, handling 80% of the total trade, this link will enhance Bhutan's access to global markets via Indian ports, while also boosting tourism, industrial growth, and people-to-people ties and smooth movement of goods. So the correct answer is option A. Question number 2. India is the largest producer in which of the following agricultural commodities? First, milk. Second, rice. Third, onions. Fourth, pulses. Fifth, wheat. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Option A, first, second and third only. Option B, first, third and fourth only. Option C, second, third, fourth and fifth only. And option D, first, second, fourth and fifth only. The correct answer is option B, food processing. It involves method to transform raw agricultural, animal or fish products into edible, commercially valuable, finished or semi-finished products, altering their original physical properties. Growth of India's food processing industry. India is the largest producer of milk, onions and pulses, showcasing its dominance in key agricultural commodities. It is also the second largest producer of rice, wheat, sugarcane, tea, fruits and vegetables and eggs, offering vast potential for food processing growth. India's agricultural and processed food exports reached USD 49.4 billion in 2024-25, with processed food contributing 20.4%. The sector employs 2.23 million in registered units and 4.68 million in unregistered ones. So the correct answer is option B. Question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding Patalkot Valley. First, Patalkot Valley is a horseshoe-shaped valley covering an area of 79 kilometers situated in MP. Second, the Satpura Adventure Sports Festival is held annually in March to promote tourism and local engagement. Which of the statements given above is / are correct? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2 and option D neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A. Patalkot Valley is a horseshoe-shaped valley situated in Chindwara district, Madhya Pradesh, and spans an area of 79 square kilometer. It is geologically significant and home to Gond and Bharia tribe. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Satpura Adventure Sports Festival is held annually in October and not March. The festival aims to promote tourism, adventure activities, and local engagement with tribal communities. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. So, the correct answer is option A. Question number 4. With reference to the Citizenship Act 1955, consider the following statements. First, it prescribes 5 ways of acquiring citizenship, including incorporation of territory. Second, the Act in its original form explicitly provides for dual citizenship. Third, the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 introduced an exception for certain communities from 3 neighboring countries who entered India before a specified date. Which of these statements given above is /R correct? Option A 1 only, option B 1 and 3 only, option C 2 and 3 only, and option D 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option B. The Citizenship Act 1955 indeed prescribes 5 ways of acquiring Indian citizenship, that is by birth, descent, registration, naturalization, and incorporation of territory. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Citizenship Act 1955 does not provide for dual citizenship. In fact, it explicitly restricts it. The Act details the ways in which an Indian citizen can lose their citizenship, including by voluntarily acquiring the citizenship of another country. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 amended the original Act of 1955 to provide that Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis, and Christians from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan shall not be treated as illegal migrants if they entered India on or before 31st December 2014. Hence, statement 3 is correct. So, the correct answer is option B. Question number 5. This low-cost, scalable, and sustainable desalination system uses a gravity-driven process involving a unique material combination, including fabric and metal, to draw salty water from the reservoir. It efficiently evaporates and condenses water using solar or water heat, making it particularly suitable for off-grid and coastal regions with high salinity. Which of the following systems best fits in this description? Option A, reverse osmosis desalination system. Option B, siphon-powered desalination system. Option C, multi-stage flash distillation. Option D, evaporate desalination system. The correct answer is option B, siphon-powered desalination system. It uses the principle of siphon gravity-driven flow through a tube or wick. It uses a composite siphon, which is fabric wick plus grooved metallic surface, to draw salty water from a reservoir. While gravity ensures smooth continuous flow, the siphon flushes out salt before crystallization, preventing buildup. Water spreads as a thin film, evaporates and condenses efficiently, producing over 6 liters of clean water per meter square per hour under sunlight, several times higher than conventional solar stills. Siphon-powered desalination unit is low-cost, scalable, and sustainable, built from simple materials like aluminium and fabric. It runs on solar or waste heat, works in off-grid and coastal regions, and can treat high salinity water without clogging, making it a breakthrough in brine management. Waste heat to power is the process of capturing heat discarded by an existing thermal process and using the heat to generate power. The correct answer is option B. Question number 6. With reference to the physical features of the Middle East and South Asia, consider the following statements. First, the Rub al Khali, also called the Empty Quarter, is located primarily in Saudi Arabia. Second, the Indus River originates from the Karakoram range and flows into the Arabian Sea. Third, the Zagros Mountains extend into Pakistan's Balochistan province. Which of these statements given above is /R correct? Option A 1 and 2 only, option B 2 and 3 only, option C 1 and 3 only, and option D 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option A. The Rub al Khali or Empty Quarter is one of the world's largest and deserts, covering much of Saudi Arabia and also extending into Oman, UAE, and Yemen. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Indus River originates in the Tibetan Plateau, specifically near Ladakh in the Karakoram range, flows through India and Pakistan, and drains into the Arabian Sea, forming the backbone of Pakistan's irrigation and agriculture. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Zagros Mountains are primarily located in Iran, stretching from the north northwest to the southeast of the country. They do not extend in Pakistan Balochistan province. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. So, the correct answer is option A. Question number 7. Maize, a highly versatile crop, has significant utility in various sectors. Which of the following purposes can maize be used for? First, production of starch and sweeteners. Second, raw material for paper and packaging industry. Third, feed for livestock and poultry. Fourth, production of ethanol, especially from high amylopectin varieties. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Option A, 1 and 2 only. Option B, 1, 3 and 4 only. Option C, 2, 3 and 4 only. And option D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is option D. Maize is highly valued globally for its multifarious uses such as food, feed and fodder for livestock and poultry and raw material for industries. Apart from food and feed, 14 to 15% of India's maize is used for industrial purposes. It is critical ingredient in starch, oil, protein, alcoholic beverages, food sweeteners, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, textiles, films, gum, packaging and paper industries. Indian Agricultural Research Institute has developed India's first waxy maize hybrid high in amylopectin starch, making it ideal for ethanol production. So the correct answer is option D. Question number 8. Consider the following statements regarding rising state public debt in India. First, state total public debt has more than tripled over the last decade, while debt as a share of GSDP has also increased. Second, the golden rule of fiscal policy, which states that borrowings should be used for capital expenditure, has been fully adhered to by all states. Third, high debt levels in states can limit developmental spending and increase reliance on central transfers. How many of the statements given above is/are correct? Option A, only 1. Option B, only 2. Option C, all 3. And option D, none. The correct answer is option B. States' public debt rose from rupees 17.57 lakh crores in 2013-14 to rupees 59.6 lakh crore in 2022-23, and debt to GSDP ratio increased from 16.66% to 22.96%. Hence, statement 1 is correct. At least 11 states violated the golden rule of fiscal policy using borrowings for current expenditure rather than capital investment. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. High debt servicing cost restrict states' capacity for capital spending and increase dependence on central government transfers. Hence, statement 3 is correct. So, the correct answer is option B. Question number 9. Consider the following statements. First, Saudi Arabia is a member of the G20 group. Second, India is the second largest trade partner of Saudi Arabia. Third, India and Saudi Arabia are strengthening defense ties through joint exercises like Ex-Sada, Transeek and Vajra Prahar. How many of the statements given above is/are not correct? Option A, only 1. Option B, only 2. Option C, all 3. And option D, none. The correct answer is option A. The G20 comprises 19 countries, which are Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Republic of Korea, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, the United States and the US, the European Union, and since 2023 the African Union. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Saudi Arabia is the India's 5th largest trade partner and India is Saudi Arabia's 2nd largest trade partner. During financial year 2023-24, total trade with Saudi Arabia accounted for 4.53% of India's total trade. Hence, statement 2 is correct. India and Saudi are strengthening defense ties through joint exercises like Ex-Sada, Transeek and Al-Mohed Al-Hindi with enhanced interoperability, trust and regional security cooperation. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. So, the correct answer is option A. Question number 10. The Sawalkote hydropower project recently in news is located on which river? Option A, Ganges River. Option B, Brahmaputra River. Option C, Chenab River. Option D, Yamuna River. The correct answer is option C. Sawalkote hydropower project is a 1,856 MW run of the river hydroelectric project located on the Chenab River in Ramban, J&K. The project was initiated in 1984 and has faced multiple delays over the years. Delayed as a project of national importance, it involves the construction of a concrete gravity dam with a reservoir. Once operational, Sawalkote is expected to generate over 7,000 million units of electricity annually, making it one of the largest hydroelectric projects in India. Strategic importance is with the IWT in abeyance, the project is considered crucial for hastening Chenab River's hydropower potential and enhancing India's control over the western rivers of IWT. It is a strategic priority to optimize water resources and strengthen energy security? So the correct answer is option C. It's the time for practice question. Aditya U and SST-1 recently in news is associated with which of the following? Option A, satellite navigation systems. Option B, nuclear fusion research. Option C, deep sea mining technology. And option D, hypersonic missile development. Pin down your answers in the comment section below.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.